Discussion and debate. Building an argument. Unit 12. Task A. Read and discuss. Listen to the reading and follow along in your textbook. The reading introduces the topic and some of the key ideas you will need to develop your argument. As you listen, think about your own views on the topic.
The development of personality is a pivotal topic in behavioral psychology, intertwining the complex theories of nature versus nurture. The debate centers on whether personality traits are a product of upbringing and environmental factors, or whether they are largely influenced by genetics. The perspective that personality is predetermined and unchangeable often cites genetic influence as a key factor, maintaining that the core aspects of an individual's personality are set from birth, deeply rooted in DNA. Studies also demonstrate consistent patterns of behavior and temperament in individuals from an early age, suggesting a strong biological basis. Conversely, the opposing argument is grounded in the belief that life experiences, social conditioning, and environmental factors play a significant role in shaping personality, suggesting that it is malleable and subject to change. Self-awareness and the ability to turn over a new leaf illustrate how individuals can evolve and adapt in response to their experiences and surroundings. For instance, if a person grows up in a stressful environment but later finds themselves in a supportive setting, they may develop greater resilience and a more optimistic outlook, demonstrating the potential for significant personality changes and highlighting the impact of circumstances on personal development. In short, personality is shaped by both genetic factors and life experiences.
Task B. Comprehension check. Consider each question and use information from the reading to develop your response. Think about how these ideas could be used to support either side of the argument. Task C. Vocabulary building. Complete the vocabulary activity. Pay attention to how each word or phrase is used, as you will be encouraged to use this vocabulary when you present your argument. Now check your answers. Task D. Useful idioms. Complete the idiom activity and check the meaning of each expression. Consider whether any of these expressions could be used naturally in your argument. Now check your answers. Then take the vocabulary and idioms quiz. Task E. Discussion language. Study the discussion language and complete the activity. Practice using these expressions to help you structure and communicate your argument clearly. Task F. For and against. Listen to both model arguments and follow along in your textbook. Notice how each speaker states a position, develops reasons, introduces evidence, and uses the language from the unit. Consider which arguments you find most convincing.
Personality development is strongly influenced by factors that exist before we become adults, suggesting that our personalities are largely predetermined and difficult to change. Genetic influence plays an important role in creating stable personality traits, such as temperament, emotional responses, and behavioral tendencies. Psychological research data published in Science in 1990 found that identical twins raised apart were about as similar in personality and temperament as identical twins raised together. This suggests that inherited characteristics have a lasting effect on who we become. Considering all facets of personality development, it becomes clear that biological factors provide an important foundation for human behavior. Evidence of personality stability can also be found in behavioral psychology and other psychological theories, which suggest that patterns established early in life often continue into adulthood. People may control certain behaviors, but their underlying tendencies can remain consistent. The debate over nature versus nurture recognizes both genetics and environment, yet changing our surroundings does not necessarily transform our basic temperament. Core characteristics can therefore seem almost set in stone, particularly after remaining stable for years. Ultimately, personality may develop throughout life, but many fundamental characteristics appear to be established early and remain relatively stable over time.
The belief that personality is permanently fixed ignores the powerful influence of experiences, environments, and personal development. The issue of personality change is not black and white due to the complex interaction between biological influences and external experiences. Environmental factors can significantly affect how people think, behave, and respond to different situations. Psychological research data published in European Journal of Personality in 2024 found that major life events, including graduation, starting a first job, marriage, and divorce, were associated with measurable personality changes. Life experiences and social conditioning can also influence our beliefs, values, and habits throughout our lives. People often change after entering new environments, facing challenges, or developing new perspectives. Self-awareness also allows individuals to recognize their weaknesses and actively work toward personal improvement. A person can turn over a new leaf by changing unhealthy behaviors and developing new ways of thinking. This demonstrates that personality is not simply a fixed result of genetics, but can continue evolving through reflection and growth. In many cases, who we become is partly a product of upbringing and ongoing experiences. Ultimately, personality should be viewed as capable of change rather than completely predetermined and unchangeable.
Task G. Comprehension check. Answer the questions about the model arguments. Identify the speaker's positions and evidence, and practice challenging one of their points. This will help prepare you for the rebuttal task later. Task H. Springboard. Read the quotation and consider how it relates to the topic. Introduce the quote and explain what it demonstrates. Consider whether the quotation could be used to support your own argument. Task I. Exploring evidence. Complete the evidence activity. Each unit introduces a different type of supporting evidence. Consider how this type of evidence can make an argument more convincing and how you could use it in your own argument. Now check your answers. Then take the evidence type quiz. Task J, supporting an argument. Develop a reason for your position and support it using the type of evidence introduced in this unit. This will give you practice connecting a reason with relevant supporting evidence. Task K, gathering data. Study the infographic and identify information that could support either side of the argument. Consider which facts or data would be most useful for supporting your own position. Task L, building an argument. Now bring together what you have learned throughout the unit. Choose whether you are for or against the discussion statement. Use the Building an Argument page to state your position and develop 3 clear reasons supported with relevant evidence. Use the evidence type introduced in this unit once in your argument, and identify your sources by giving the author or source title and the date. Where appropriate, try to incorporate the discussion language, vocabulary, and idioms you learned in the unit. When you have completed your notes, use them to record your spoken argument and post your recording to the Spoken Argument Forum. Do not simply read your notes, use them to help you explain your argument naturally. Finally, listen to another student's argument. Choose one point they made and record a rebuttal explaining why you disagree. You've now completed all 12 units of discussion and debate. Thank you for all your hard work throughout the course.